Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm sure you can because I can hear me. Whoops. Yes, you lost. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Oh, like I've never done this before or something. Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I want to just stick to my hands. Okay, good. I tried turning the volume down and I turned the brightness down and it was so low that I couldn't see anything. Okay, we're back. So, for the third time, I have been featuring the Love for You bundle this week. And if you are enjoying this whole like featured product of the week, like a bundle and a celebration product, which is what I've been sharing this week, I'm just going to show you the projects that I've shared. Let me know if you would like me to switch it up. Also, let me know. So, I don't even know what day it was. Monday, I shared this project. We're using the Favored Flowers and the Love for You bundle. So, this paper is stunning. I know Tiffany is like, meh, it's too black. It's kind of goth. I love it. I am absolutely in love. So much love for this paper. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw me making this. And then on the inside, I use some of that new shimmer paper, and oh my goodness, I love this paper. I'm just gonna shed some more light on here, and maybe you can see a bit of this shimmer. Can you see it? Now it's probably too much. Look at that shimmer, and just adding a tiny little strip makes such a difference. Like we've got a little bit on the front, and then that one little piece on the inside just makes such a difference. I'm going to see if this light will stay. My luck? No. Hi, Roz. Yes, some shimmer paper. So, the project I shared yesterday for the monthly Instagram hop was this one. No shimmer paper on this one, but this paper is just gorgeous. So, even if you're not a huge floral fan, which I mean, I'm not, I'll use them, but you with this paper it does all the heavy lifting itself. Now I will be getting the Favored Fragrant Flowers bundle, but I don't have it yet, so it's kind of a shame that I'm featuring this paper now. But I wanted to share the Love for You bundle with something maybe a little unexpected, so that's hopefully what this is. And the reason for sharing that is because for the Nothing But Love retreat, we are using this bundle and the Share a Milkshake bundle. Now, the deadline, sorry, that's not what I'm talking about. Creativity delivered. I will tell you, I have not slept well all week. I am going to finish tonight and go take a nap, go to bed early, because I am, I'm like Wendy, I'm an insomniac lately. Thank you so much for sharing. So it's not the retreat that we're using this for. It is Creativity Delivered. So Tiffany and I are using this. I'll show you my two cards. That light was supposed to shed a little bit of light, but now it's just giving us a huge glare. So my two projects for Creativity Delivered this month are these two, and Tiffany shared hers on her live stream earlier this week. So I did extend the registration deadline to tonight, knowing that I would get to show you these cards. So if you're interested, the registration form is still open. I will close it tomorrow morning. Okay, so these are the two cards that I have shared using this paper. So you can use it as a background. You can fussy cut it. Apparently, if you buy the Fragrant Flowers bundle, the dies will cut this out. So now that I can actually show you the inside of the catalog, speaking of which, if you don't have one and you live in Canada, let me know. I'd be happy to send you one. The dies cut out these two sets of flowers. So that's awesome. And who doesn't love a beautiful, bold sentiment? Now, I have two cards to show you for, I've got two cards to show you tonight. I'm only going to make one of them. It's, again, using this favored flowers DSP, which is a level 1 celebration item. So for every $60 you spend in Canada, 50 in the US, not with me, but 60 in Canada, you can get a package of this paper. It is beautiful. Let me show you all of the patterns. It's so pretty. So you've got these big bold blooms on the front and nice geometric patterns on the back. Okay, so this is the card we're going to make tonight. And here is one that I was putting together for the InstaHop, and it just did not come together in time. So I was putting it together just before I went live tonight. But this is a card that you definitely would not be mailing. There are 1, 2, 3 heights of dimensionals to this sucker. So not mailing this one. But if you don't have the Love for You bundle yet, I just wanted you to see that you can use other word dies. So the Amazing Silhouettes have these, I'd say coordinating dies, but they don't actually coordinate. But they are word dies that have some shadows. So awesome. Okay, so let's get on with it. I am going to be mailing out 2 cards, and we're going to have 2 different giveaways. So we are, for the Canadians, we're going to spell favored the proper way. So if you are Canadian, you will type, I'll put it in the comments here. I better set up my giveaway, but so if you are in Canada, it's going to be that. Favored flowers. That is the name of the DSP. So that is if you're Canadian. And if you are American, you're going to spell it the way that Stampin' Up spelled it, which is the US way. Okay, so let me just pop on here. Like I said last week, I really need a moderator. So if someone would be interested in doing that, please let me know. I'd love to recruit my family, but that's not going to happen. Give away. Okay, so here we go. I'm not sure that I can have both at the same time, but we're going to try it. So we'll do the Canadian one first, and then afterwards I'll do the American. And on that note, Tiffany and I just actually joined forces this month and joined our teams. Now it's really in name and in meetings only because we can't, like, neither one of us can benefit from the other's team. But with the celebration join offer, I hope you know that it is an amazing join offer. You have the option of choosing one of 2 of the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines, so the white or the boho blue, or you can choose $225 in product for only $135. That is triple what you normally get in a starter kit. So I would love to welcome you to our pretty crafty team. We just had our first joint team meeting last night, and it was a blast. Okay, so for this card, I want you to tell me, are we going to use this Calypso Coral and Petal Pink DSP like I did on this card, or are we going to use one that has Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia? Type in the comments which one you'd like me to use. Oh, Judy, I need you to type favored flowers, not flavored flowers, although that sounds pretty interesting. Okay, so tell me this paper or this paper. We're going to use a nice bold floral print. I don't want one that just has a little bit. We're going to go big. Oh, we could do that one too. I don't want to give you too many choices though. Okay, Highland Heather or Fresh Freesia, Calypso Coral. We've got 2 for coral. We've got 2 for purple. We're tied right now. This one's looking very busy through the camera. So while you are deciding that, I am just going to go ahead and cut 2 pieces. I am just using my tonic paper cutter. I need to get a new blade in my Stampin' Up paper trimmer. And you know I love a guillotine trimmer, and I was just getting so tired of having to measure on one and cut on the other. So I pulled this guy back out. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces. Now we also need a piece in the middle, and I didn't actually measure this time. So let me show you. Okay, it looks like purple is the winner. So for the middle, we are going to do roughly 3 3/4, 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. Okay, so we'll do the purple, 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. I almost forgot. How's everyone's week going? I didn't get a whole lot of purple in there, but that's okay. My DSP is... I am losing everything like right in front of my face. I did cut that, didn't I? Am I losing my mind? Maybe. Okay, well, I'm cutting another. Or the first one, I guess. Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4, and then 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. We could probably actually just use those ones, but it would be ideal if they line up, but there's actually enough black in between that if it doesn't line up, it's not the end of the world. That actually isn't too bad. And then we're going to use our Scalloped Contours dies to do our border. Exhausting doing PT. Oh no. Mega migraines this week. Oh boy. Hi, Kathy. Color and contour. So I find that with this bundle, because there's so much black in the DSP, it is a great way to just bring in like a pop of black, like this one. I'm thrilled with how that turned out. I have to tell you, though, it was pretty weird putting all this black in behind, but it needed it. Oh, also, if you missed the Stamping Society blog post, this was also using the Love for You bundle. I actually brought in the hearts from the Country Floral, but okay, so let's die cut a black frame, and we can do a petal pink card base, or we can do Calypso Coral, or we can do Fresh Freesia or Highland Heather. It is a godsend, Wendy. I love this one. I love my little Stampin' Up guillotine trimmer from a couple of years ago, but I really need it to go beyond 4 1/4 inches, so that's why I pulled that one back out. Just die cutting this frame. When it comes to the words, I will die cut that within the frame because there's going to be a little bit of lining up that we want to do. That probably could have been a little bit bigger. Now, truth be told, the reason this one's smaller is because I decided to add the DSP at the end. So I had to trim it to fit. So maybe let's get this piece in here. And I'm going to trim it down. Let me tell you what the size of these dots are. Let's go to 2 5/8. Let's do 2 1/2. 2 1/2 by 3 7/8. actually kept it at the 2 5/8 mark. Okay, so I'll set this one aside, put all this paper out of the way, keep that one out. And we need a little piece of vellum. We need our Love For You bundle. And here starts the mess. Yes, me too, Wendy. I love a guillotine trimmer because it just gives you such a nice clean cut on the first try. I love my Stampin' trimmer, don't get me wrong, but I use that when it's cutting and scoring, so they each have their own purpose. Okay, so what color card base shall we use? Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia. I don't think I want to bring in the Evening Evergreen because I think it'll be way too dark. So we are going to go ahead and do the For You again. So what we need to do is we're going to cut the largest of the three, well, the largest of the two shadows out of the DSP. So I will tape that down in place. I'm going to do it the easy way this time because the first time I did it, not so easy. So I'm just going to use some tape to keep this where it should be. I'll bring out my mini. Okay, Judy says Highland Heather. Wendy says Freesia. Let's get some plates out. And this is kind of just perfect. Perfect sizing for the mini. 10-plus-year-old guillotine trimmer. Lovely. Okay, so very carefully pull this up. Probably should have used the mint tape, but this one was closer. So I don't want to adhere this yet because I need to run my basic black through and I don't want to have any kind of indents there. So now what we're going to do is we've got our largest, which you can use that for something. But now we need to make sure that our DSP is lined up where it should be, like where we're going to lie it down, adhere it. And now we just need to tape this where it's supposed to go. Try and not move it like I just did. You want to leave yourself an even margin on all of the sides, and then hopefully that one piece of tape is enough. And now we'll run that. I'm not tempting fate. My luck is not stellar these days. I did go and see my car on Sunday. For those of you that watched last week, my car was stolen from my driveway. There is very little physical damage on the outside that wasn't already there. The inside, however, is a mess. It's like they lived in it hardcore for like 18 hours. So it needs a very thorough cleaning, but all in all, I'm very lucky. Everything could have been so much worse. Now, the one thing that kind of stinks about having to run this through is that your dots get flattened. I don't know if you can see that. I know my iPad is casting a heck of a shadow. And actually, since you can't see my face anyways, let's just move this and then you can get some light. Ugh. I have a very complicated mounting system in here. So now you get some light. And you can see that it's a little bit flattened. But if you've followed me for any time, you know that I tend to take my bone folder to the back and flatten that anyways, because I don't like how it makes it kind of curl up. On particular, yes. Hi, Sonia. Okay, so just a reminder that if you are in the US, you are to get one of the cards that using these, this bundle and products. Oh my gosh, it's only Wednesday. You're going to type hashtag favored flowers spelled the US way if you're in the US, and spell it the Canadian way if you're in Canada. I can only run the one at one time, but we will do the Canadian one first, which is what it's capturing right now. And then I'll do the American one after. Okay, so we need to cut our vellum down and glue that. Now, the other thing we need to do is, I just set these aside. So you can decide whether you want to keep your second layer of shadow and use that because it's beautiful. Maybe we will, because I have some extra black cardstock right here. So instead of lining them up on there, I will just die cut them on my scrap of cardstock here. And then, I have an idea for that one actually. I'll do that when I am done this piece. Now, if you want, you can add some adhesive sheet to the back of these and it turns it into a sticker so you don't have to glue it. But I do want to show you just how easy it is to glue these. Not how easy it is for me to not get this moving, but it's because my plates aren't in the right spot and my mat's moving. There we go. And you can't even see most of it anyways. I am a train wreck tonight. Okay, so looking good. So look at that. All the pieces just automatically come out. I'm going to use my putty end of my Take Your Pick tool and just take those off. You want to make sure that the shadow, the little pieces don't stay in there. Okay, and then I'll set that aside to show you my idea for the other one. Keep that out so I don't forget. I want to cut this down just a little bit. So what I like to do is just take a pencil, pen, whatever, and just mark it. I don't need to measure it. All I need to know is to cut that piece and then that piece. So we'll use the little one. And I do them on opposite sides so that when I cut the first line off, I don't cut the second one off. If I had put that over there, it would already be gone. Okay, so now I will just add a little bit of glue. Messy Stamper. I love that name, Sonia. Okay, so I'm just adding some around the outside, and then we'll put a little bit here. You could very easily turn this into a shaker card, but I kind of love that you think it's going to be a shaker card, but it's not. Okay, so I know it looks pretty plain right now, but we're going to take our little letter. You could absolutely use your tweezers from your, what is it called? Embossing Additions Toolkit. Boy, the words are hard. Okay, so just a little bit of glue. Place it in the center. If you have any extra glue, just wipe it away. And then we'll do the word you. So I definitely would recommend using a fine tip applicator if you don't have access to one of these bottles. This is still Tombow in here. It's just in a fine tip applicator bottle from Amazon. But if you didn't want to do that, you could use the fine tip glue because, I mean, it's fine tip. But it is a much runnier glue, so that could be tricky. To keep it simple, the easiest way would be to use adhesive sheet. Okay, got some little fuzzies on here. Okay, and then we want to pop this piece up, so I am using some of my black dimensionals. I only have the minis. And if you've watched me before, you know that I tend to overdo it with the dimensionals, but I don't want things to sag. And because these are minis, it seems like even more extra than it normally would be. You can go in and put some closer but I would suggest that if you're going to do that, you don't want to see them. So you kind of need to hold it up against the light. Hey, where did that one come from? And make sure that you're not adhering it where you would be able to see it from the front. Oh, I understand. I'm not sure who you are, but I totally understand. I have been burning the candle at both ends this week, and every night it's like, oh, I'm going to go to bed early because I barely make it through the work day. It's like, oh, I'm going to go home and have a nap. And then it's like I get a second and third and fourth wind. And before I know it, it is far too late on a work night. So my body decided this morning that since I didn't go to bed when I really should have last night, that my alarm wasn't going to wake me up. So I woke up in a panic, and that's never fun. So tonight I am going to do the smart thing and just go to sleep. Okay, now I've gotten all this ready. I think we were going with a purple base, I believe. Oh, hi, Annie. First time here. Thank you so much. I'm just sharing some of the, why can't I remember the name of this bundle? The Love for You projects that I've shared so far. I think this one's my favorite. Huge blooms with just a neutral background. But this is the one we're making. I'm not making this one, but this one is pretty extra. If you have someone that you really owe a big thanks to, I think you'll want to give them a card like that. Okay, so I haven't adhered it, but you know what? We're just going to go ahead and put this on here. Now somewhere I've got my DSP shadow. Now, if you, for whatever reason, feel like your shadow isn't where it needs to be, you can always trim off a little bit of your DSP. But because we did this layer first, we're good. Like I said, I did it kind of as a last minute addition on that card, so I had to work with what I had. I don't always do things the easy way. Oh, it's so pretty, isn't it? And I mean, you get an idea that there's that little bit of DSP in behind there, but it's just subtle enough that you can't tell what it is until you press it down. I love that it's so simple, and I mean, not like absolutely beginner, like the easiest card in the world, but simple enough. As I am reaching for my Fresh Freesia cardstock, I want to remind you, I know it seems very early for this reminder, but if you are wanting to stock up on any of the pieces, any of the supplies for the 21-23 in colors, which looks horrible on my screen, stock up on them now, because once the annual catalog gets closer, people are going to start to panic, and you don't want to miss out. So get your ink refills, get your cardstock, get your ribbon, embellishments, whatever it is you want to get it now. Okay, so I'm just making a quick card base over here on my paper trimmer. So I'll show you this, but I have no room to bring anything else in. I have scored it on the 8.5 side at 4 1/4. And now what I'm going to do, maybe I will move this. What I'm going to do is use this little ledge of my paper trimmer to my advantage. So I'm going to hold this down, and it's flush against, let's flush it against the top. I'm going to push it into this ledge, open this so it's not in my way, pardon my reach, and then I'm going to strategically push my bone folder in there and then score it. So I don't know if you've ever had the issue where you go to fold your card base and they don't line up. Use this. Use it to your advantage. It's there. So if you're already using your paper trimmer to do your scoring, this will give you like perfect alignment every time. There's like maybe I don't even know. It's a minuscule little difference. Okay, so camera is doing very nasty things to this Fresh Freesia cardstock. It does not look nearly as pretty in the camera as it really should. So please do not judge Fresh Freesia based on that. It's a beautiful light lilac color if you've never seen it in person. Okay, look at that. Gives it in a completely different look, doesn't it? You're going to have to tell me which you prefer. Do you like the Fresh Freesia or the Petal Pink? I think I went Petal Pink because the back of this is Petal Pink. Messiest glue job ever. Okay. So we'll just give that a little press. And then on the inside, I've got a piece of DSP. We'll use something that has the Fresh Freesia on the back. We'll place that down, and then we're going to put a smaller basic white mat with a little piece of DSP just to kind of reinforce that pattern that's in there. Fresh Freesia looks great. Okay, so with the DSP, I think the Blackberry Bliss one might be a little bit too dark. This one might be a little bit too light. So do we put the flowers down? What else have we got? I've got more packages of this on the way, so we can use up as much as we want. For those of you that ordered product shares from me, the products have shipped to me. I will quickly get them packaged and labeled and out to you as quick as I possibly can. I'm thinking the Blackberry Bliss is going to be more obvious. The Fresh Freesia, I think, is going to be too light. Thank you so much, Marianne. Nope, just Mary. Mary, I saw the Anderson and saw Marianne. Okay, Fresh Freesia. So I'm sorry, but there's someone pulling up and my dogs are losing their minds. So I'm going to cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. And then our DSP is going to be a little bit smaller than our typical mat. I did find that when I was adhering my Calypso Coral that if it ended, like, I don't know if you can see, there's a very tiny bit of the stripe at the end. If that pattern bugs you, just cut it off. Although I really don't think it's going to be a big deal on here because it's just going to blend into the Fresh Freesia that's already on there. And then we need a little piece of the pattern that's on the front just to reinforce why we're using the colors that we're using. So we'll cut a little strip of that. I haven't forgotten about these pieces yet. Now, part of the reason I'm using a smaller mat is because for some reason I have smaller basic white mats cut. I don't know what I was using them for, but okay. Do we go like that with our basic white with a tiny bit of the bloom showing, or do we do the Blackberry Bliss, which is like really stark and striking? I'm just going to cut should we do half an inch? Half an inch by, I want to say this one is 3 3/4. It is half an inch by 3 3/4. I want to make sure that the Fresh Freesia that I have on this DSP stays on the DSP. We can leave a little bit of white, which I think might be striking. Again, that one I did not, and I feel like it could use a little bit of separation. So I think I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to use some liquid glue because it's right here. But let me know, do we want the flowers facing up or do we want the Blackberry Bliss? Oh, it looks like Blackberry. I still need my seal. I had just put it away and it is, what do you want to bet it's going to run out on here? What do you want to bet it's not going to start on here? So you want to give yourself an even margin on the 4 sides. And now we can go ahead and adhere this. It seems like such a shame to be putting these beautiful flowers down, but I'm sure by the time celebration is over, if this DSP lasts, we will be willing to use it for mats on the inside like I'm doing. It just gives a real extra something on the inside, doesn't it? Now we do need a bow. I'll use the Fresh Freesia. So I'm just going to use my little bow jig. Actually, I have a double bow that's already tied. Should I do that, or is it a little too much? Let's see if I can pull it apart and just do a single. I was using this. I was going to use this to make a bow, and it was too much. So let's just tie it as a single. I have been using this thing for well over a year before I realized I was doing it wrong. I love that it's just this tiny, cute little compact bow. I'm going to use dedicated scissors. They're not even the greatest of scissors, but they are dedicated for ribbon only, and that is very important. Just use a glue dot. We're just going to pop that down at the bottom, and there is our card. There's not even any embellishments on here, and I really don't think you need it. I think because this DSP is so busy, it's a little tricky to even see an embellishment. So there isn't one on here. There aren't any on here. It's a shaker card. There are on this one, but again, this one is like a neutral background. And then there's a couple of the in-color gems on here, but you can barely see them. And this one ends up looking a little more green because it picks up the black from the background. Okay, so I need to do the draw for the Canadian card. So if you're just joining, you are going to type hashtag favored flowers, all one word. So FAVOURED flowers. And once we have that, we will draw the US one. Now, I realized after I drew the prize for last week that there are people that aren't watching live. So if you are watching after the fact, I want you to comment on the YouTube video, because it's really difficult to be able to see comments through Facebook. If you have a business page through Facebook, you'll probably understand what I mean, because these they've changed it so that you have a personal and a business profile, and let me tell you, it is a pain. I feel like there's not enough purple in here to be able to use this. So should I use the gold? Look, I'm even keeping tiny little strips so I can put them on the insides. Should I use the gold or should I use the soft succulent? I'm going to answer that for you. I'm going to use the gold so that you can get on with your evening. I can go put my feet up before I crash, and we can give away some cards. So, in case I didn't finish my thought, if you are catching this on the replay, leave a comment on YouTube and say favored flowers. Spell it however you want. Okay, so one more quick little die cut here. Actually, maybe for the afterlife, we will do hashtag love for you. Okay? Sorry for that very loud clicking. And we'll try it Facebook and YouTube and see how it goes. It looks like my die is about to touch the other one, and I don't want them to damage each other. Okay, so hashtag love for you. Love for you, because that sound came out sounding like it was a question. Look how beautiful that is. If you haven't ordered this fine shimmer paper yet, OMG. Thank me later. Aw, thank you, Wendy. Wendy says she still loves the card she got for me. Okay, I would recommend putting this through and then back, but I worried about jumping and getting this done. But now I'm going to have to kind of pick these. So I'm not going to do this now because this is just a bonus tip anyways. But from the pieces that you've got to make your card, you can then go ahead and make yourself a second card. Now, obviously, you don't want to leave those pieces in, but I will fight with those another time. Fight with everything another time. Come on. Okay, so there's the bonus sentiments. You, it's being a stinker. So, okay, so let me do the giveaway for the favored flowers. I am going to. How can I do this? I don't want the camera. I want to share my screen. I may not be able to do that here, but I will. I'll show you the winner when we're done. Hopefully not me, although it looks like I'm in there like 4 times. The winner is Judy French. Judy, let me know if you are in Canada. I think you may I think you may not be, but I could be wrong. So let me do a backup draw just in case. I mean, I have multiple cards here, so I'm happy to send these out. Also, if you can see behind me, let me change my view here. So if you can see behind me, and remember, I changed my view so that we were getting more light. These are some of the cards that I have from the new catalog already. So if I overpromise, we've got other cards. So I am happy to mail what I have. Well, I love them. I only have so much room. And I never stop creating, so there will be more. Okay. Hi, Diane. You are in Canada. I did not know that, Judy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Everyone's congratulating you, Judy. Okay, so now we are going to do hey, no, that's not what I want. Now we are going to do the American one. So we are Judy, you won again. Okay, so now we'll do the American one. So if you've already typed it, it will still count it, I'm pretty sure. But we are going to spell it the American way. So just hashtag FAVORED flowers. FLOWERS. Sorry. Favored flowers. Okay. So we got 3. Let me see. I don't know if I move this one. I don't want to make you dizzy. But can you? Oh, you can see. Okay, so we got 3. Anyone just joining is probably like, what you doing? I'm pretty sure we've got more than 3. Wendy, if you want to get in on this, you can type it the American way as well. And then Judy, let me know if you want one of these 2, and if so, which color, the petal pink or the fresh freesia, or if you would like, if I give this one away, I'm going to have to make another. So do you remember like old school decoupage where there were like layers and layers and then they put like varnish or something on it? This is 2 layers of that flower and then some Wink of Stella on it. Okay, so we've got 4 cards available. This one I'm not mailing because, like I said, it's 3 layers of dimensionals. Hi, Melissa. Fresh freesia, you got it. Judy, if you can email me your mailing address, stampedaf@gmail.com. Okay, we've got 5 entries for the American one. Favored. It looks like Favo red flowers. Judy, I will get this in the mail to you. I'm working from home tomorrow, so I will not be leaving the house. Hopefully Friday, but by the end of the weekend for sure. Okay, we're up to 6. Give it one more minute, whatever. I am determined to lose this little heart. I've already lost a cherry from the Share a Milkshake bundle, so I had to buy another stamp set. And now I'm going to lose this heart. Okay, I'm going to do the draw because this looks really weird. Linda, can you type it one more time but no space? You can see me, you can see my mess, you can see the TV. Good times. And then I'll give you one more glance now that I got all those little pieces out of the shimmer paper. Shimmer paper, glimmer paper. Why can't I remember? For those of you that ordered the paper share, you're going to get some of this. Beautiful cards as always. Thank you so much. Okay, 7. Here we go. Now, if I win, I will draw again. Of course. I wonder if I can remove mine. Do. Lisa Spacek. Congratulations, Lisa. If you can, if you get, let me cover this up for just a second and I'll move it back. If you can email me your mailing address, that would be great. stampedaf@gmail.com. Okay, and I think that's it. I was going to show you this. Look at this. Look at how pretty it is with that glimmer paper in there. Glimmer, shimmer, whatever it is. What is it? I think was it Megan that told us last week what it was called? I'm going to have to commit this to memory. Fine Shimmer 12 by 12. It is stunning. It is so shimmery. Fine shimmer, 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 shimmer. Maybe that'll help. Okay, that is all for this week. I thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be doing some revamping of my live stream. So there's going to be kind of a different view, not like of the room, but new equipment. Sorry, touch the microphone. So join me next week. And I can't remember what I'm featuring next week, but it'll be good. So have a great rest of the week. And thank you for joining me. We'll see you soon, my crafty friends. Bye.